All right, and we are back on the Mana Symbol channel, playing the Esper Reanimator from Spiderspace from the Saturday challenge. The top 8 with this one looks fantastic. We were supposed to play this the other day, but then someone donated for a deck, and so I decided we were going to play that. But now we're here, finally going to play this one. Heads up, there has been a lot more graveyard hate in the leagues since that weekend. So that is terrifying. But if you want to stay on the cutting edge, you can always go to twitch.com/Spiderspace, spelled exactly like it sounds, and see exactly what that noodle is talking about. He's got a podcast called Mistress Babble, and also is findable on Twitter. So if you want his up-to-date thoughts and etc., you can always go pester him. As for this deck, so this is the second deck that is taking heavy advantage of Faithful Mending. So white, blue, instant, gain 2 life, and then Faithless Looting. So you draw 2, discard 2. Also, it's got flashback for 1 white, blue. So this card being in a different color combination, being instant speed, does lead itself to a bunch of different deck building directions than Faithless Looting did. And one group of cards from Modern Horizons 2 that has had quite a good amount of exploration leaned into it has been Unmarked Grave and Persist, or as I will likely refer to them, Entomb and Exhume, because I am an old man, and this is how I'm going to talk about it most of the time. So Unmarked Grave allows you to search your library for any non-legendary card, put it in your graveyard, and then shuffle. So we can put any of our reanimation targets, which are 4 Archon of Cruelty and 1 Serra's Emissary. We're playing 5 so that we can occasionally draw them, then discard them with the Faithful Mending. We also have a 1 of Unburial Rites, so this is 3 and a white for the flashback on this one, which lets us zombify. Also has 4 and a black for the same effect. So, and then around that just was kind of very basic that they just sort of hung the shell of Teferi, which allows you to instant speed Unmarked Grave or Persist, since they're both sorceries. We've got Counterspell. We've got the new card Consider as well. So this is a single blue for Surveil 1 and then draw a card. So you look at the top card of your library and you can put it in your graveyard, draw a card. It's actually not a big deal in this deck. Like, it will come up that you put a flashback spell in your graveyard or one of your reanimation threats. Statistically, it's not like a huge deal, but it is definitely an upgrade on Opt or something like that. Because in a lot of cases, you would just push that to the bottom or have to find a discard outlet. And in this case, you don't. It's a small upgrade. And then we've got 4x Thoughtseize, 4x Prismatic Ending, 4x Counterspell. Just super easy construction. Spider was mentioning that he has some thoughts about the sideboard. So it looks like a pretty good spread here. We've got Fatal Push for more aggressive decks. We've got Chalice of the Void and Flusterstorm specifically for the Cascade decks, although those can be used other places. We are not a deck that would be particularly happy to go Chalice X1, so we won't be doing that most likely, unless against specifically Burn, maybe? I could see us bringing in the Chalices, the Flusterstorms, the Fatal Pushes, and the Spreading Seas, and then going Chalice on 1 against Burn, or even Chalice on... Nah, we can't go Chalice on 2. We've got Leyline of the Void. It's just really good graveyard hate against dedicated graveyard decks, but also specifically anything that's like a Dragon's Rage Channeler or a Blue-Red Murktide deck, or there's just a lot of decks that are going in and out of their graveyard nonstop in ways that you wouldn't refer to them as a graveyard deck, but Leyline just hoses them so brutally that they really have a hard time killing you, which gives you enough time to set up to reanimate several times. Spreading Seas and Terastodon allow us to have some game against Tron and other big mana. So Terastodon, when it comes into play, you get a triple Beast Within, which is a little bit scary, but you get a 9/9, so you can destroy 3 non-creature permanents, and then they get a 3/3 elephant for each one. So generally against Tron. So nasty Terasti, yeah. So I'm not an expert in these decks in any way, shape, or form. As I was mentioning the other night, I oftentimes like to show what it looks like when I've played a lot of Magic, and I like to show what it looks like when I go into these decks pretty unprepared. I read through them and I look at them a bit, but this is usually my first league with a deck. And part of the reason I like doing that is that I'm working through things for the first time so that you get to see them. And if you're someone who hasn't picked up this deck, There's Void Winnower's in our sideboard as well, right? That means our opponents can't even, right? And 0 is even. So yeah, they can cast their Cascade Enablers, but they can't cast the 0 cost spells. So yeah. That's pretty cool. They can still Brazen Borrow it though, right? Oh, they can't even. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. They can cast Brazen Borrower, but they can't cast Petty Theft. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, that's pretty brutal against them. What are they going to do? Double Fury it? That doesn't even kill it, does it? Is it at 9-8? 9-7? It's all odd, right? Is it a 7-11? I know there is a 7-11 in Magic. So easy mulligan there on the one-lander. This hand is nutso, except for the fact that we've got double Archon and Unmarked Grave. We can set up for Unburial Rites. We're definitely keeping this. The question is, what am I going to bottom? I'm pretty sure it's the second Archon. Oh, the Dreadnought's a 7-11. There we go. Is it Void Winnower a 9-7? I guess I can just open up my sideboard. 11-9. Yeah, they can't Double Fury that. Monkey? Oh. Well, we're getting hit with a monkey. We'll eventually be going Polluted Delta for a black source, but I don't need to do that yet. And I can consider before the monkey hits me to see if there's something nasty on the top I don't want them to have. Although, I don't think there is anything that they can hit that I really care about at this point. Oh, there's Teferi. But they can't cast it. But they might be able to cast it. Giganta. It's either Zoo or like another M. Hayashi pile. I'm just gonna let the monkey come in. You're always drawing it anyway. I know, you could just... Yeah, I guess, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm not thinking about... Man, sometimes new cards with just really just mess with my brain. Thoughtseize. Well... Yep. I think they take the Consider, which is fine. There's nothing they can take here that makes this a disaster. Take the Unburial Rites, that's fine. Oh, sorry, Unmarked Grave, which becomes the Unburial Rites. That's totally fine. Naya stuff. Ooh, Stoneforge. Okay. Cauldra can be a problem. So I would like to find a Prismatic Ending reasonably quickly. Unburial Rites. Put that in our graveyard. Yeah! Seems alright. Remember that thing I said that doesn't come up that often and isn't all that good? So there's that. So this is Naya, not Sagavan, because they're playing Gigantha, but yeah, this Cauldra is going to be too much damage most likely, but they hit the Teferi. They can't cast it, so... They do have the color, or they could have had the colors, but... Yikes. Yeah, it comes up here and there, exactly. It's like, if you didn't... But like, Consider is not the reason that this deck exists, right? I guess that was kind of my My point is, like, this deck didn't pop up because Consider was printed. Faithless Mending is the big show. So I probably just grab another white source and ending the token. Because I don't want to be forced to do things at... Oh, we've got the Unburial Ritual in the graveyard already, right? Yeah. Do I want to Thoughtseize their 4-card hand? Probably. Yeah, why not? Bolt, Bolt, Channeler, Channeler. Yikes! But at least no answers for my reanimation effect. They don't have all their card types yet. So it looks like we might be alright here. They could have main deck Endurance, so we're not out of the woods yet. Okay, they're up to 3 card types. They didn't play their Channeler, then they missed their attack. Alright. They played a Bauble, and they didn't play their... Okay, here comes the 2 Channelers. Little tardy to the party, ladies. No, it's... Okay, we'll stamp your hand. It's just, you know... like you to be on time next time. I'm most concerned about my life total, so we're just going to do it this way. Archon the First. Trigger. Boop. Probably see a DRC go down. That is an awful lot of damage coming at me. If they attack with all, I'm definitely blocking the monkey. You gotta shock the monkey. Then we can bounce the Channeler and then swing. They probably sack the other Channeler, unless I swing at Ren and 6. Could swing at Ren and 6, considering it's on 6 loyalty, and even if they sack it, I'm really not devastated about that. So, we'll see what happens. We also have the Prismatic Ending, so... kind of has been everything coming up Millhouse this game. And somehow, with all my tanking on turn 1 about nonsensical plays that don't matter, I'm up on clock, so I'll take it. Oh, yeah, it was a bunch, Larynx. You were crushing me. And it was funny, because I wanted Dylan MTG to be there later, so I could tell you hit them because they'll be dead. Oh yeah, sorry, I never see the kill them line. You got to know this about me. I'm never ever gonna see the kill them line. Killing my opponent's not what I'm about. If I could be drawing cards and destroying their permanents. Opponent said, "Oh what?" That must have been when they missed their attack. Come on, ladies. Bring it in. Bring it in. Block. Block. Uh-oh. Oh, I see. You have died. You were actively trying? I mean, you did a good job. Like, I had to sort of turn away from the camera multiple times to, like, contain my laughter. Yeah, the emotes are what get me. That's the trick, is the emotes are what get me. So I think I want Leyline here and Fatal Push. Although, maybe I don't want Leyline. I know they're on DRCs and Ren and 6, but over sideboarding is sometimes just as much of a problem. Like, we can just bring in, like, Fatal Push and EE and keep it light. I'm not super concerned about it. Maybe I should be. I'm not a huge believer in Leyline in games where you're just, like, not going to absolutely crush the opponent with it. And I feel like this isn't one of those. You like keeping it light? Yeah. This is not a great Serra's Emissary matchup. So the reason to keep it is if I'm worried about surgical extraction. Yeah, trimming on Thoughtseize is makes the most sense because of just how aggressive they are. I think I want to trim a Counterspell too. No, they probably play Tarmogoyf, right? If it's all 1-drops, Counterspell feels kind of awkward, but they've already shown us Ren in 6 and otherwise. Maybe just take out a Consider. I kind of like 2 Thoughtseizes, and like this is one of those like micro decisions that really probably isn't going to matter too much, but trimming a counter's fine. I think I'd rather trim the Consider just because like we know for sure that they're playing Gigantha, which, you know, I don't want to lose to a Colossopede, but oh, Larynx, was it you with the Up Your Butt song? Because that guy is hilarious, and I would like to hear their music again. The walking one is also excellent. The Lord of the Rings. Companion means no endurance. Oh, that's true. You're right. That is nice. And they didn't sideboard into it either. That also means they didn't sideboard into... Like, they're probably on Rest in Peace. They're almost definitely on Rest in Peace. No, they can't be on Rest in Peace. It's symmetrical. They're going to be on Spell Bombs or something. Yeah, Traverse. So no Rest in Peace. It's probably just like a bunch of one-shot stuff. I don't know. But not Endurance. Weird. I think that's the one, yeah, Larynx. Soul Guide for, yeah. It's just Gigantha. They're on Gigantha, the J.K. Torborg. Tom Cardy, that's the name I gotta remember. Tarmogoyf. It's bloody terrifying. I don't think I'm gonna... I think I want my colors more than I want to play this Consider. My hand is kind of perfect. So... And we'll get the Triome just cuz. Triome into Plains. Just preserve as much life total as possible. We don't have anything that's like double colored in the early game, except for Counterspell. I now have something double colored. Alright, whatever. I think it's just worth going for the grave here. So if they... Yeah, that's part of the reason I wanted ease. You could put it on 1, it's great. You could put it on 2, it's great. Saga. So good. All right. Ha! You should have attacked first, opponent. See, I'm getting the hang of this, guys. This whole kill people mentality. It's not entirely to my taste, but you know. I can try. I can learn. Hoon says, "Oops, lol." Okay, so they're aware that they missed the point of damage. Well, we are in huge trouble. Teferi helps. We're just gonna toss Teferi here. Yeah. Hey, listen, you gotta celebrate the little victories. You gotta celebrate the little victories. Otherwise, what are we doing, you know? If I can be happy with the small things, life gets a whole lot better. I realized it halfway through, Spider, and I kind of committed. Bolts. Yeah, that guy's sitting hard. Yikes. Okay, so we're dead on board. We are no longer dead on board. So left down 2-1 and Lewis is it. So I said, let's do this. Did I did not. Good. Only 4 more mana and we can hard cast this Archon. You missed creativity already. Yeah, sorry. You can watch it on the replay. I can upload the 3 matches to YouTube, Fleckmister, if that's something you want to watch in the future. Ah, I did the thing. If they needle my Marsh Flats, I'm not even going to be mad. Oh, they choose the Teferi. Okay, so that means they get to. It means they get to ignore it. So that makes sense. If they have a bolt, they can put me to 1, which means I can't use my Marsh Flats. You need all the lessons you can get. Oh, come on. I'm sure you're fine. But we did 3-0. If you watched last night where I went 0-2, it was nice to sort of come back. Yeah, I don't even know if... Even if we could get an Archon, I don't think it solves this board. I need to draw both push and EE. And I can't do that. Ending plus land? I don't think I understand, but that's okay. No, alright, I wanted to put that in my graveyard. Sorry, I need to read the new cards. Or the new prompts. We're not getting out of this. You need ending plus land. Oh yeah, ending is better than... No, I needed EE on 0 though, didn't I? E on 0 plus a removal spell for the Tarmogoyf, which could be push or ending there. So yeah. Fetch shock to play your outs. Sure, yeah, that would have helped on... Yeah, I mean... I had enough mana for both, right? Yeah, I think I had enough mana either way, right? E on 0 is 2 mana. And push or prismatic are 2 mana. So we had 5. Ending Soul Guide to Reanimator Archon. Oh yeah, well that's definitely a way we could have gone. We just never found the ending. I was wondering why you were asking for ending. I was like, this is my first... Yeah, it's my first match with this... Yeah, with this deck. Yeah, alright. Going to game 3 here. It's fine. Like, the Soul Guard just crushed us. Like, we just didn't have any of our counter outs. It's a 0-lander. That's a 1-lander I'm not going to keep. I guess. Shock for Watery Grave. Yeah, alright. No. I do want that. So if they play like any kind of significant threat here, am I supposed to counter it? I don't think that I am. I think I have to save it for the graveyard hate, because I think the way we win this game is by getting the Archon into play, and I have to make that my priority. So like we just let this resolve, right? Because I don't think I can afford to use my one piece of removal on it. Well, that's something. Yeah, it's not that scary yet. But the thing about letting a Goyf resolve is, like, once it's resolved, like, next turn it could be swinging for 5. Like, you don't know. It's going to be swinging for 3. But they're getting a basic land with this, so I really don't mind. It's almost definitely getting a mountain, yeah. Which is fine. They play Ren and 6, which I'm not going to worry about because it doesn't really... Again, it doesn't really cause any significant damage. Bolt would have been scary there. No, it wouldn't. We already have the instant. We're good. Not great, but good. So that one has to get countered. Yeah. And they should have played it pre-combat to get the extra point of damage. Well, if I never draw... Okay, so this is fine. This is fine with my hand. So we just take the Bolt here, right, to buy more time. Double Saga, Jesus. So I'm about to go to 12, and I'm taking 4s. But I also have the fetch land. Take the path. I think that gets me dead way too fast, but maybe it's what I have to do. I don't know. This doesn't feel great. I mean, we're just in a bad spot, and I have no way to move myself out of it. But I mean, this is going to happen in any deck. Yep. So we need an extra black mana if we draw the Unmarked Grave. Oh, we're dead to Bolt now. Alright, well, not dead to Bolt now. There's no point in playing this now, but I do have to play it before they hit me. So... Oh! Or we could just do that, huh? Hey, remember that thing where I left them with the Bolt? That was probably a good idea. I should listen to Spider. Never didn't have it. And this is real hard to come back from. If they swing, we're definitely going to block. I'm going to need a bigger Bolt. I don't know. I think the last time I saw Jaws, I was a child. I really need to watch Jaws again. I have no idea what that line's supposed to sound like. Yeah, we're blocking here. 10 out of 10. Even though the Goyf grew, I actually want the Archon to die so I can rinse and reuse it. I guess the argument here is you can reuse it on swings too. Yeah. But if they play another... No, they have another creature to sacrifice, right? So the trigger isn't doing anything, although it's hitting, like, it's going to hit them. You do not like the block. Oh, I was assuming this was going to be a 4/5, and that they were going to bolt it afterwards. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. We'll just take it. For some reason, I thought they were going to swing with the Goyf dying and then trade the bolt, but they don't have to, so they didn't. And then if they have removal pre-combat... Oh, well, they let me draw anyway. Alright, this game looks over. Archon just being ridiculous. I would like to say the words "this shouldn't trigger every attack," but obviously it wouldn't be playable if it didn't. It's just like, this card is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Oh my god. Just over. Over. You can see it being playable. It could be alright. If it didn't trigger an attack. I don't think so. What is this? Gonna bolt me? Do I care? The real question is, am I supposed to bounce the Saga or the Goyf? One of your Titans could fly. Yeah. Yeah, Arrival and Leaving would be very different. I think we send the Goyf back. There's some merit to sending the Saga back, but... if they have a land in their hand... Oh, yeah, that's a good draw. Some merit Lage. Get it? Do you get the joke that I made? Do you get the funny joke that I made there? Made the funny joke. Yeah, it is cube. If they created another card type, would Goyf get buffed for it? Yeah, that's just reminder text, Perspiring Mike. And it was a secret throw forward. Not a secret, but like it was a throw forward at the time because the types Tribal and Planeswalker didn't exist when Goyf was printed. They were introduced within that year, but... okay. So they're going to replay Goyf. And then what? Oh, I see. Desperation time for the Naya Traverse Sagavan player. Not registering Lurrus of the Dream Den and opting for Gigantha the Wellspring may have been a miscalculation here, as we are seeing on this wonderful Tuesday Night League on Thursday. Oh my god. Game over. User wins. Alright. I have that clip somewhere. I cut it out. Is it in my documents? Bet it is. Yeah, I have it.
Game over. User wins.
Have I tried Creativity Reanimator? I have a list for it that I haven't really tried yet. I mean, I tried Spider's Grixis list. I didn't like it, but I think it's a good deck. It just I can't deal with expressive iteration. So I do have a Creativity Reanimator list that looks like this that I haven't played. Obviously, it needs more lands in it. It's a Jund White. And Spider doesn't like it conceptually. I haven't even tried it, so I have no idea if it's any good. It's hot, Mardu. It's so hot. So hot right now. I really prefer the blue instead of green. That's fine. You're allowed to do that. Another Gigantha. And Golos, but he's banned. Weird. On the draw with this hand. Yeah, it's fine. Uh-oh. Right, Gigantha usually means Tron. And they didn't play anything for me to ending? Well, that's not good. Well, let's make sure our draw is as good as possible. Because we're not going to get many of them. They kept their 7 with the Giganta, so I got blindsided by Tron. Yeah. They got a bad hand, though. It's weird that they kept it in the dark. Keeping this 7? Wild. They must have a good reason for it. But if you're going to beat Tron, this is what you... Sorry, beating Tron on the draw in game 1, this is kind of something you need to happen. So I will take it. The Triumph, so I don't draw the tap land. Thoughtseize or Faithful Mending. I guess Thoughtseize is more likely to stop them from hitting Tron. Not super likely, but possible. They have Power Plant, Mystifying Maze. Okay. Well... It's better to Mending here, IMO. You were trying to hit the Reanimator, Wombo. Okay, I guess so. But I'm taking Ulamog, right? Because we can make them sacrifice the Karn quite easily. It's not hard for us to have 2 black sources when they play a Karn to play a reanimation spell right afterwards. I guess I have to take the Warping Whale, though. Because if they can counter my reanimation spell, then we're just dead in the water. So. Yeah, hope to counter our sack Karn. Yeah, that's the dream. You like taking Mog? I like taking the thing that stops me from reanimating, but... They found... Just a cantrip. Just a Bulbul. And they burned off the mana. Yeah, Mystifying Maze is in their hand. It's pretty wild. Oh, well. Hey, look, Spider was right. Always correct. That's okay. So we're just going to end of turn Mending and then Persist. And this actually plays around the Karn. But Tef. I mean, I could Tef this turn, but then I can't Mending plus Persist next turn if they find the mana for Karn. So I think that's wrong, right? If they play Karn and they hit one of my lands, then we're not able to get the Archon next turn and we lose. Whereas if I just play Marsh Flats and pass, even them playing Karn is not a big deal. Thank you for finding the listenable recording, Alex. Giganta to hand, sure. And Mystifying Maze into play. Big spender over there. If they uptick Karn, you Mending in response. What? No, the problem is if they if they found Karn this turn and they downticked, and we didn't have the mana to Mending to get the Archon in my graveyard right now, then we can't reanimate it. Had I played Teferi this turn, it wouldn't have been... I think I'm right. I'm very sure I'm right. You discard that. Okay, looks like we get this game. Alright. Now we could lose to Ulamog if they can get to it, but they can't get to it with 1 land drop. Yeah, I think I'm right. Hey, Darth Combo. Enjoy your chocolate dip donut sub badge. They don't even play the Giganta I know is in their hand. I guess it would just get sacked to the Archon. Mystifying Maze. I mean, they're gonna Mystifying Maze me. So we get to keep... Hey, Canada Man, you're on social media now. Assuming that's you. Yeah, we get the attack trigger, then we get the ETB. It also loses the counter, which is kind of funny. I think I'll keep digging because I want to find a second. Yeah, exactly that. Trigger. Someone's crying? Nah, I'd really rather you didn't. Okay, so Terastodon and Spreading Seas. And that's it. And we don't need... Man, we play the good removal only, huh? I don't think we need Emissary, because we have to name Planeswalker and creature. The Archons are fine because they're really fast clock, I guess. I would assume. Teferi's pretty bad, though. So, we've got one Teferi left. Yeah, Serra sucks. I find Rites slow versus... I think I'd rather have Rites than the Teferi, though. Like, is it slow? It absolutely is slow. But it is a reanimation target. That's a really good rule, Canada Man. And I assume that was part of the reason you weren't on social media before now. But, like, it's pretty good to keep things, you know, clean like that, as long as you're not, like, in a content creation space. Teferi covers Hate and Wail. I guess so. What would you rather cut, though? We're on the draw. We need the endings. So I'd be like, I don't know, like that, I guess. I love that song. Bezos won. We're gonna get one Tef versus Rights. Sure. Alright, I mean, this is more than good enough to get along with. Hopefully they actually have to take some mulligans this game. Although they kept a really bad 7, right? Like, that's the kind of 7 that, like, I know you're not supposed to keep on Tron. I mean, this doesn't seem good enough, but it kind of is, right? Like, I mean, I'm gonna keep it. It seems really good. It's about as good as you could expect. I mean, we don't have any disruption, but we're getting our dude in basically as fast as possible. Oh, I see Spider. I thought you meant, like, in your total contextual sideboarding for the deck. So, obviously. Turn 3 race. Well, I already win. They failed. You will die. Unless, of course, they had the Warping Whale. The Warping Whale? Is that what they... Yeah, okay. I could ditch the Archon and then play Teferi. Yeah, they did the same thing in game... I mean, game 1, they never got Tron in game 1. Let's see what we draw. I mean, we just ditched the 2 Archons for sure. Unless they have Relic. So they need, like, Warping Whale into Relic. They can't Ulamog next turn, so the only thing that I could worry about is Karn. Just discard the second Mending here. Because I kind of want to hold on to a... If you ditch Rights, you can try Persist this turn. Oh, yeah. So what I'm worried about is, like, the right way to play around Relic. Because I kind of want to just play Teferi this turn now. Archon and Rites, sure. But I think I want to play Teferi this turn rather than just walk into the... Oh, Hamilton's really good. I mean, just watch it. Just watch one of the recorded versions. I kind of want to just Teferi and draw a card. Because then if they Karn, we just get to Archon them. If they Ulama or Ugin, we get to Karn them, or we get to Archon them. If they Wormcoil, we get to Archon them. I just like I don't know like strategically what we're supposed. You want the theater experience? I mean, it's just gonna be hard to do. A lot more commitment. I found the version that was on Disney Plus was very, very enjoyable. It had a good theater style experience while actually being kind of better than most theater experiences I've had. Like there is nothing like a live performance, I agree, but Tef's cool. All right, that's what I think I'm gonna do. Gotta get a second black source here in case I don't hit a land, and I want to insulate from. Okay. So do I bounce the token, let them blow me out on the card draw? Probably. I think so. I don't need the card draw at this point. They can't stop me from having black to persist. So, I mean, I could just plus. The only thing is this is mana for them, which I don't know what they can do with it. If they have the last Tron land 6, 9, 10, yeah, that's probably... Yeah, I'll lose the card draw if they know how this works. Good. Like Ulamog was like the one thing there that I realistically just couldn't deal with. So you have never hit a power plant in your life. Fuck, I hit a power plant. Karn. Yep. And Grafdigger's Cage. Did they do that? Or Tormod's Crypt? Grafdigger's Cage. Well, that was terrible punishment. Oh, no longer terrible punishment. Just draw hot. Just all luck or all skill, never luck it every time, folks. Just never, yeah, just better lucky than good. Just never forget. Never forget. We play a skill-based game where the better player always wins. Always. Always. It's just like playing creativity, Darth Combo. You know, you never forget. You got me. Okay, so I have the Unburial Rites in my graveyard, but I don't have... Never mind. Wait, do we just Unmarked Grave for Terastodon and blow up their lands? Then they can exile the Terastodon. Oh, they also have three 3/3s. I think I have to Archon this turn. So we go Mending, discard Archon, persist the Archon. Next turn I can unmark. Oh, we just go... No. I can't. Kill the Karn and 2 land. That's a lot of big, beefy creatures. But I guess they probably can't do anything after that, right? So I can't... I need to Unmarked Grave for the Terastodon, which means I can't Unburial Rites it. But if I Unburial Rites the Terastodon, play the Terastodon, blow up the Karn and 2 lands, if they have nothing next turn, then we can just... I can't get the Archon next turn. It's going to take longer. I don't think you can just let Karn kill Archon. What? Archon kills the Karn. They have to sacrifice a Planeswalker if they only have a Planeswalker. blow up Karning your own lands. Yeah. No, there's an extra line on Archon. Yeah. I think Faithful Mending into Archon here is pretty good. Beyond 2 cards. 6, 7, 8. If they hit Ulamog, we can find a land. We can Unmarked Grave for another Archon. Yeah. Alright. We'll just Archon them here. Oops. That's not the one I want. I want this one. Oh, yeah. Holy God, this hand. Just always have it all, people. Just always have it all. Never have less than all. Oh my God! Yeah, I mean, that's true, but, like, it wasn't supposed to go like that. Alright, this is exactly what I planned for, so it's fine. We have enough black sources. We're fine. We're totally fine. This is hilarious. Ulamog. Yeah, it's not good enough opponent, but thanks for playing. Thanks? They cycle Wilt? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah, putting up a good fight. If our draw had not been completely cracked, we would have lost this for sure. But it was. So now we have the double. Do I have an Archon left? No, I've got 3 Archons in exile. No, 2. Oh, is there one more? No. Oh, is it here? Is it here instead of here? Because that's just wrong. That is not an accurate description of the game, but whatever. It's correctly? That is not correct. Unless... No, I think I only have one... Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's not in exile, Carrion Lich. It should... This is the exile zone, right? This says... What does this say? The number of cards in a player's exile zone. Yes, it should show it in both spots. It should show it in both spots, is what I'm saying. And that you could have a marker on it that's like, this is exiled by Karn. But it should not be in that zone. It's just one of those Moto things that's, like, annoying. Because, like, if you had a Kaya that shot for the number of cards in the exile zone, the control block Terastodon if you persist it. We drew all the persists on all the Archons. I do like me some fruit salad. I'm serious, though. Fruit salad slaps. Arnold Schwarzenegger? Alright, we're gonna mulligan this. Sure. Yeah, they had a pretty good draw, too. I am keeping this. I'm probably bottoming one of the graves. The colors in this hand suck, though. If we had an Esper Triome, it'd be okay. I think we keep this. We just set up to Mending on 2. Oh, right. No, we have Godless Shrine. Never mind. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. So we just bought him an Unmarked Grave. Yeah, we're good. Forgot about Godless Shrine. We don't have an Esper Triome, but we have a Godless Shrine. That's all we'll never need. All right, opponent. You better not show me a handful of lightning bolts. Because if you do, I'm going to be a big bowl of Upsetty. Oh. Oh. Well then. So following the previous advice, always have it, never, and I mean never, don't have it. Just don't make that misplay. Never, just don't. What are you doing? Just, see, yeah? But then, man. Alright, so Spreading Seas is really good against their early Saga draws and just against their lands in general. I'm not sure if this is a Chalice matchup, because it shuts down Summoner's Pact nicely. Fatal Push is probably fine, though. The Prismatic Ending is inefficient against their creatures, but it's good against their omelets. Terastodon? Yeah, Terastodon is probably better than Emissary, right? Because Emissary has to name creature and land, which is not bad. I mean, I guess Emissary's okay. Emissary's okay because there's not too many situations where you actually have to name creature and land. Like, usually you could just name land if you're worried about the Valakut. Counterspell is probably worth having. I feel like on the draw, Teferi's too slow. I don't normally like Teferi against Titan. You can cut the Teferis in like a Consider. Because they'll have like one Soul Guide Lantern and then maybe Endurance. I just kind of like everything else we have better than Teferi here. Like, Fatal Push is too important for instant killing Dryad in a bunch of spots, but it's not great. Like, Prismatic Ending is really important sometimes, totally useless other times. You wouldn't bring Push? Alright, well then that makes things clean. Alright, hand's good. That's very beatable. There's Thoughtseize right away. Work with the maximum amount of information. So they got a Saga that we're going to get to Spreading Seas. Ooh. Second Relic. It's okay if we think they're going to sack the first Relic. But I don't... It's an interesting one. I think I'm taking the Relic. I think I'm taking the Relic. I'm almost 100% sure people are going to tell me I'm an idiot for taking the Relic. So, Yeah, I agree with everyone who's skeptical about otherworldly gaze. However, Cave Dan, the one of the hosts of Faithless Brewing, is someone I very much trust on their that was a really good draw opponent. Is someone I really, really trust on Magic stuff. And he's been popping off with it in Phoenix. So I'm prepared to try it before I have such a brutal hate on for it. A Cave fan of Cave Dan? Yeah, I'd consider myself a Cave fan of Cave Dan. So if we don't hit a land drop, I'm going to consider... We did hit the land drop. Probably go consider Thoughtseize here. Thoughtseize first. Yeah. Double Titan. So this is 1, 2, 3... But they can't filter it. So you've got another turn before you have to Thoughtseize the other one. Is there any way that they end up crushing me off this? If they have Dryad, they can play Growth Chamber, float the mana, Dryad, Growth Chamber. They don't have enough. Still double C's? Sure. Alright. I don't love being at 8, but Archon will fix that up real quick if... Yeah. They just play both considers next turn. Is it worth upkeep considering? At least one of them? It is, right? No, because I have Counterspell. We might need that. Yeah, we have Counterspell. We might need it. Why upkeep over main phase? Because right now all the Archons are in my deck, but then they have a Relic in play, so it's not really... Like, I don't want to Unmarked Grave or put any of my threats into my graveyard until... So, like, if I consider right now and I hit, like, Prismatic Ending, yeah, I can ending the Relic right now, but it doesn't get me anywhere, so I might as well go double cantrip on their end turn, end step, and see what we find for next turn. I have to find something that deals with the Relic. Yikes. Third Relic. Well, that's annoying. Persist in my grave. No. I'll eventually need that. Put Archon in the graveyard. No. I should put this Archon in the graveyard, though, right? I should put this Archon in the graveyard and force them to pop one Relic. Right? Yeah. Like, we're just not close to casting it. We'll find another... Yeah, we'll find another one by the time we're in hardcast territory. So we just make them do one now. Because if I just let these Relics keep chipping away at me, then it's possible we never get to do it. So, yeah, it's fine. Like, you like seizing after? Fuck. I passed through it. I wasn't considering it yet, but yeah, you're probably right. Can you get to Teferi? Yeah, we can bounce the Relic and then go bin and resurrect. So with the Slayer's Stronghold in play, I think this is a must counter, which is unfortunate because we could have Thoughtseized it most likely. I'll put my Polluted Delta in response. It doesn't matter. Okay, right. I'll try to remember to remind you. Okay, so now we can hit the relic. And then Unmarked Grave. In case we draw the Unburial Rites, which we did not board out. And then they'll sack, so we'll Thoughtseize afterwards. This kind of works out compared to like what we did last turn. They can cast a Titan right now, which is really unfortunate. We got the Dryad. Am I getting Archon or Terastodon here? I'm pretty sure I'm getting Archon. We did bring in the Terastodon, but, like, I'm at 5. I don't think I can Terastodon here. I don't think I can Terastodon here. Executive decision, I'm getting the Archon. Get Mending. Yeah, Mending's okay. Cavern. Okay. Is that the other card in their hand? No, we haven't seen a Cavern. They had a Forest. Well, we found that Mending. You get Loam. Larm. Love the Larm. Never don't have it, folks. It's just a misplay. And they had the Garen Brig. Just don't ever not have it. Just don't. It's just a misplay. Let's explore. Azusa? Did they find a Titan? What are you doing? Dryad. Okay, Dryad's fine. That Dryad's dead. Didn't matter where you put it, opponent. That Dryad's dead. I will Faithful Mending after I draw my card. No, we can do one now. Because I'm basically only looking for... Am I looking for Counterspell? I'm not. They have Cavern on Giant. Holy shit. That's fine. I'm sure someone's about to chime in telling me how I did that one wrong, but that's okay. We've got double Mending in the graveyard now. Bye, Dryad! Bye! So I can Mending into Counterspell right now. I'm just going to hold the lands for the first Mending. And they're going to go to 1 this turn, so they... Oh, they got a Bog. Alright, I'll play a Mending in response. Pretty Bog Champ. Pretty Bog Champ draw. We gotta make most excellently Bog Champ draws. Alright, put him in a 1. Alright, we can do the long... Oh, they're dead. Okay, got it. Cool. No, they're not dead. I'm a little bit of mana off. But now we're not dead, so nothing matters anymore. So... Let's go this thing. I need whites, and I don't like doing complicated mana things. Let's go Unmarked Grave for Archon. Next turn we can get the Archon back, but then we'll just take that. See ya. Oh, what a draw! Max punished! There's no way out, though, right? They're getting me worried. They found the Titan. Okay. They're running hot, but they're running hot a turn too late. Yeah, we don't, like, they're not stopping the Archon with this. Like, they could get Radiant Fountain, and they could get Vesuva, even if that worked, which it doesn't, but, yeah, there's no out for them there. Like... Steely Dan's do it again, y'all. Steely Dan's do it again. It's the good stuff the kids go for. Oh, Roy, you had a question. Yeah, we really are on fire this league. Yeah, Carrion, someone asked about that with the Wafo Tapa Reanimator deck that was playing 4 Muldrifters. And I think Ephemerate is just overkill in most of these shells. It's just such a, like, ridiculously high ceiling but abysmally low floor card. It's just win more in most cases. It was the Black-White Grief deck? Was it? Wafo had one that was Archon's... I think it was. I have the picture. Twin, here we are. Watu Reanimator. Here we go. No, Muldrifter, Archon. He had 2 more creatures, right? Solitudes. All right, we're on the draw, but I've got to consider in a Thoughtseize and an Unmarked Grave and a Faithful Mending. We're on 22 lands. I want to say we're on 23 lands because I like the way Spider builds decks. We're on 23 lands. I'm keeping this hand. Oh, wait. They showed us a companion. Luris? Still keeping this hand. I think Reanimator really should be an all-in deck. I don't think that's ever been successful in Modern. Yikes. Well, my Thoughtseize hand is looking real good here. We'll still do it. Luris. Oh, this is black-red Luris. I don't want to Thoughtseize anymore. I just want to consider to try to hit a land for Prismatic Ending more than anything else. I watched Spike when he was streaming and be like, no, we're playing 22 lands in this after like a game happened. And it was like, dude, we all know that's not how you do this, right? Does everyone here know that? You can't, a human being, you have to trust the math. You can't experientially say like, oh, this happened in a game, therefore I don't have enough lands / have too many lands. Like, it does not work. You can't do that. It won't work. You can't experience enough games. Even if you could, your perception is going to be twisted by, like, you can't, you play 20 and do that? It's still not enough. It's not enough. Like, 2,000 might be enough. And that's if you could internalize all the information, right? Which you can't. So, best possible land draw? Canada Man, this is a jam. We are listening to Robert Parker's 85 again. With the apostrophe. He can afford to play low land counts if he's dropping. Well, and then the truth of the matter is if you're willing to smash your head against the wall and just, like, keep jamming, then, like, yeah, I guess anything will eventually work. But I don't think Spike actually thinks that way. It was just weird to see him do that. I don't believe in math. Checkmate, atheists. All right, I'm going to main phase this because I'm interested in land drops. I found those land drops I was looking for. So the question is, would I rather have Thoughtseize or Teferi here? I think I'd rather have Teferi. Their hand seems really weak. It's all removal? Yeah, that might be the case. Sorry. Want to keep the land for rights next turn? I'm just assuming I'm going to find more land Warbreaker. Ooh, unkicked Turok. It's fine. Well, no, but I'm just assuming I'll find land by the time I need it, because I don't have a threat to reanimate yet, right? So I don't need to play the rights this turn. There's no way by spending no mana I'm going to have a threat magically in the graveyard, right? So I think it makes sense not to do that. I think we're going to pass the turn and just play Counterspell or Faithful Mending. Because I'm looking for a threat and a land, and that's the best way to get there. Teferi's fine here, but Counterspell's kind of more better. Thank you for the follow, Takatrox. That is a name. Comments on playing Thought Scour in this list over consider. It's kind of high risk, high careful. Mending pumps their guy. Oh, yeah, you right, dog. Yeah, I fucked up. All right, we'll just play Teferi this turn. Well, I found that land anyway. Deck's fucking with me. Okay. I guess if they have a Thoughtseize now, Grave plus counter, no? Well, I guess I could have if I was smarter. I was overly fixated on how I'd screwed up the last turn by not doing the one thing. Well, we can do it this turn. Now they have access to more mana, though. Ruh-roh? Nah, we'll be alright. Thank you, J.K. Torborg. You're my kind of hero. Yeah, the persist off the top would have been really good. Whoa, that got way louder than I was expecting. Alright, well, we're just going to counter the monkey this turn. We're fine. We're all good. Good stuff. Yeah, this works fine. Get out of here. Get on up out of here with my eye hole. I'm the eye hole man. Get on up out of here with my eye holes. Yeah, we got the rights. We're good. Oh, now you want to kill my Teferi. I guess. Sorry, the dynamics on the song are wide. Oh, Pug. We ought to play that one later. Wait. No, I'm supposed to play the one in my hand, right? They can Thoughtseize this one. Yeah. That's fantastic, Shauna. Unholy Heat kills it either way with Delirium, so it doesn't matter. Right, I'm just worried about... so let's say I get the Archon back, and they're able to kill it and then Thoughtseize me, which, like, obviously they haven't Thoughtseized me yet, right? But if that was the case, this was a better setup. I do have, like, a bunch of symbols. Like, that seems really obnoxious, especially with a microphone. Like, I'd have to mute it every time. Unless you're just going to have me, like, ding it. Like, symbols are real flippin' loud. I don't know if you've ever had, like, a real-life drum... I have some large... I have a 22-inch china. Huge. A symbol soundbite? Yeah, we could have a symbol soundbite on the Point Redemption. Oh, chinas can come bigger than that, too. I mean, size isn't necessarily the only thing that makes a symbol loud, though. You get them almost... I mean, 22 inches is gong-sized, right? Yeah, like, the thickness matters a lot, too. Girthy symbols matters. Double Mending is sicko? Yeah. I think I'm going to do this one before... No, I should crack the fetch. We'll just leave that. Yeah, this is good. Oh my god. I can't look at chat right now. I know you guys are losing it. Oh, I should have ditched the Emissary. What am I doing? Forgot what deck I'm playing. They haven't found the fourth card type yet, so they're just doomed here. Yeah, we should have pitched the Angel. I realized it afterwards. I was just shocked by how many lands I picked up there. And is my ride 22 as well? It's the Omni. I think it's the 22-inch Omni. It's got a terrific tone. 6 lands in a row were miles ahead. I mean, they just, like... If they immediately had the answer for Archon, maybe they could crawl back into this game. But, like, the other thing was they just, like, never found their lands. It's like, what can they do, you know? We found another Archon. So we just bring back the next Archon and kill them right now. Got it. Never didn't have it. God, these are so obnoxious. Yeah. Alright. Game over. User wins. Just have it all the time, chat. Super easy. This actually is very reminiscent of the first league I played with both Cascade decks, where I just 5-0'd off the bat, and it was like, oh, this is incredibly easy. Yes, it's a reboot reference. I have the clip. The gut-wrenching moment. I don't have it on my soundboard yet. I should put it on my soundboard. Do it during the sideboarding here. There you go.
Game over. The user wins.
Alright, so we're against Black Red Luris. So Leyline is Hicko. And then probably Engineered Explosives. Hey, how's it going, Chaos Theory? Oh, and Fatal Push. Yeah, because we definitely need to kill Archons a lot. Not Archon, Dothy Voidwalker. I don't know why I said Archon. Serra's Emissary is fine here, because it's a 7/7. It's quite difficult for them to kill, if we put it on creature, we're pretty... Oh, I watched Beasties. It was called Beasties in Canada, because I don't think we would like it being called Beast War. And then Counterspell is usually bad against these kind of decks. And I don't love Teferi. Again, it's probably fine. Just shave a little bit. The Thoughtseizes can be really detrimental. I think I just like shaving a bit of everything that's like not a big deal. I guess Teferi is good against some of the permanent based hate they can have. Yeah, Canada's neat. Take down another Thoughtseize. We'll be in top deck mode a lot, so you don't really want a lot of Thoughtseize. I think I missed the follow from Mia-chan. Thank you, friend. Getting close to 2K. 2,000 followers. Yeah, we got the Leyline? Yeah, it's great. Let's do it. Enjoy, opponent. Is there crackling on the stream? Shit. I don't know what that would be from. Oh, it's the washer dryer. No, it's the washer dryer vibrating the wall. You think the cord could be slightly out? It's like a small rattling that happens every couple seconds. Like, but it. Yeah, that's the washer dryer. Sorry. So, be gone, small beastly thing. Sounds like a loose plug. Actual static. Shit. Oh, I can monitor. Sorry. No, there's actual static. It's pretty quiet in compared to everything else, but I'll look into it later. It's a USB microphone, so it really shouldn't it shouldn't get that kind of static. Okay. All right, so probably shouldn't have blown the Prismatic Ending that aggressively, but I'm not going to get worried about it. We've got 2 Teferis to buy time here. Dose. Tempo gain? What? Tempo. Sorry, we're not allowed to use that word on Magic. Mana advantage gain. I've gained mana advantage. I've gained mana advantage over the battlefield. For reference, I don't get why people can't just be adults and learn what tempo means. I'm also, like, again, you can have a different definition of it. Like, mine is generally based on mana advantage. The concept of mana advantage is what tempo is about. So we just go ending grave here. Yeah. Seems sicko. What if we just drew, like, all the perfect things pretty much all the time in the right order, guys? With that... Yeah. Right, that Cube BC's got a good summary there. Hey, opponent, I had it all. No, I don't know what I'm doing with this. I guess I should just play it on 2? Get it out of my hand? Because their Luris is dead. I don't think 1's irrelevant. So I'll play a Simic Engineered Explosives here. No, I don't think this deck is this consistent. That's annoying. Hit my Emissary. Yikes. Well, they had a good last 2 cards. Terminate into Emissary. I mean, I'm not doing anything at the moment. So, apparently should have held the Engineered Explosives. Ah, the Eternal Question cube. The Eternal Question. Way down Hades Town was unavailable, Shauna. Sorry, opponent. They found an Unmarked Grave. Damn, I wanted that. Spider SP Ace? Yeah. Do 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 do. That's a surgical, and we already lost the angel. Well, we're dead. We do not have an out, right? That's it? We're done? Yeah. No, we have no win conditions. So unless they missed something... Don't let them see your deck? I don't care. Come on now. I'm playing exactly Spider's list. Yeah, we're just dead. Alright. That'd be an overreaction. Well, that was frustrating. Yeah, the monkey hitting Serra is relevant. Well, I mean, come on. Yeah, that's one of those things. Yeah, Hallowed Storm Giants could be okay. I don't know. I'm not going to get Void Winnower. Yeah. How's Consider felt? It's fine. I mean, I think you want something that greases the wheels as you're going along. I think putting in the Void Winnower is an overreaction here. If it had hit an Archon instead of the one Serra's Emissary, we would have been, you know, okay. Oh, the mana can definitely support a, they can't cast Terminate. I understand that, but, like, it's probably okay. Yeah, we're going to keep this. There's just no way I'm not keeping this hand. Oh, I should have held one of these to Faithful Mending. I forgot that that was something you could do. It's fine. It probably won't matter, right? I've never had the opportunity to put 2 Leylines into play in a matchup where I felt like my opponent could never remove them. And my devotion to black is 4. Oh, sure. Take whatever you want, opponent. It's all good. Yeah, extra Leyline in hand would have been way better, but it's fine. They also told us with that opening Thoughtseize that they do not have a surgical in their hand. I don't need... Yeah, I don't need any of that. Wow, that's a draw. Well, as I said, we're in top deck mode. It's okay, because we're never not drawing heat. And the real question is, am I going to bounce one of my Leylines here to have something to discard to Faithful Mending? I think I am. Don't you dare Thoughtseize me. K-Com's fine. Crocs is fine. No! Kick Turok? Oh, K-Com. As I said, fine. Totally fine. Remember that thing where I bounced the thing and that... You guys know the thing? Alright, don't draw Surgical. If you draw Surgical, you're history's greatest monster. He's history's greatest monster. Oh, perfect. We ought to make big pog draw. Am I getting the Unmarked Grave or not the Unmarked Grave? Unburial Rites, yeah. In case they do kill this. Oh, I almost forgot about Hexadecimal being a character from Reboot. Draw step K-Com? No, that was from last turn. One of the best characters? Yeah, for sure. I mean, Megabyte played by... what's his name? He's on tons of shows. Maurice LaMarche? No, the other super low voice guy. Let's go find out. Oh, I will never forget it, Cube. I'll also like come on, the ending there was like an ending episode where they there was a musical that was a summary of the entire plot of the show, but you know, not quite accurate. Megabyte Tony J, really? Oh yeah, right. He was the guy from Hunchback. Yeah, he played Judge Frollo in Hunchback, and he played the Asylum guy from Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, we're on a 4-0. Spider's deck is kind of cracked. Also, drawing like a monster. Real Archon stand. It's got a different set of skills than Mama Emrakul. Nah. Much better. I'm gonna toss one of the Thoughtseizes, just assume that one is enough. Show me your secrets, opponent. I wish to know what you know. Steam vents. Thought Scour. Murktide. Think I'm taking Murktide? The hell this? Oh, this is Blue Moon. This is Blue Moon. Yeah. We're eventually going to have to play through an Archmage's Charm. I guess we're forewarned. It's kind of a pain in the ass that I bought him the Thoughtseize rather than Prismatic Ending, but there was no way to know, you know, so. And Faithful Mending helps us clear out the excess Unmarked Grave. But not now. Veil's Timber. Okay, they didn't hit their land drop, so that's good. They played the ice and the fire ice. Thanks, Moto. Very helpful. Mike the TV. Yeah, Mike the TV is pretty great. I mean, I know one of Jacob's altar accounts because he trophied on it. It just takes one person. I know that from the creativity decks now. It just takes one person to make a deck popular. One person plugging away at it and having good results. Extra Unmarked Graves are probably actually not too bad here. I should start fetching basics, although I wish I had double blue here. So we'll just hold on to the Marsh Flats for now in case we get Blood Moon. But I have to hold a Prismatic Ending in case they are playing main deck Blood Moon. We'll ditch one of them. Land? That's almost a land, right? You have faith in your Enduring Ideal deck, but it's probably misguided. That's alright. We're just going to go with the Flashback Mending this turn cycle, I think. Fetch up Plains and do that. Hopefully we get to find a blue fetch. Okay, so now they have the Archmage's Charm. That's fine, though, if they want to counter the Flashback on Faithful Mending. God, these freaking names. No, it's not Faithless Salvaging. It's Faithful Mending. I just don't worry about it. So now we're just looking for Thoughtseize or Counterspell. Okay. This gets me a basic island. I know these cards are still there, so we'll just pass for now. We have lots and lots and lots of ways to punch through. They do have a 7-card hand on top of this, but they're probably going to Prismatic Command here. But it's straight up card disadvantage, opponent. You've gone down a card. There's no way you're winning this game now, control deck. Pathetic. Veil's Mending, yeah. I'm waiting on it. Do I need more lands than this? They discarded Bolt and Command. Oh, they played one Command and they discarded Bolt, so we know they still have the Archmage's Charm. Can I discard both these lands? I think I can. How many islands are in the deck? 2. Okay. And I had not already discarded one. Good. Snap. Yikes. They're doing work! Oh god! Snap Thought Scour. Yikes. Double yikes. Deck needs a Gurmag or something with all the cards in the graveyard. I mean, think you might be very dead. I mean, we don't know how many counterspells they have, and they play a lot of board interaction. So it is very possible a Counterspell or a Thoughtseize pull us through here relatively quickly. Yeah, I don't think Delta threats are a great idea because you're just gonna you're just feeding into what is already vulnerable. Yes, unless you use Murktide. If you're gonna use one, use Murktide. I think it's just by far the best one. I should not have played the land first, but I want the swamp in case of Blood Moon. Oh, you forgot the Kappa. Okay, now we see. You gotta use the Kappa, my friend. I'm not a smart person around here. Most chat is, but they're not usually full of shit posting. Go ahead and consider now. All right. Well, Freak, you're a perfectly upstanding member of the community. Upstanding, lying down, you know, whatever position gets it best. Yeah, they have way too many cards in hand now for this to work, but, like, maybe? I do not JK Torborg, but that's fine. Alex is the only person who's so consistently shitposting that I basically never, ever take anything. Wow, there's a lot of lands. Alright, so we only have to punch through one Counterspell, but I've got enough mana, so... There it is. Winner! Let's see if they drew a second Counterspell. Go! Go! Yes! Hit. Big money. Ding, 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 ding. Winner. I should have left up blue, blue. I'm going to pretend that I have Counterspell. I think there may not be another fetchable land left. I'm not cracking that Flooded Strand unless I have to. Double Bull? They only had one earlier. Nice. Very nice. Okay, okay. They're on one card. We're on two. 2 to 2. 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're exact parity on resources. We are no longer at exact parity on resources. What was the best possible reanimation card to draw anyone? Was it the one that's 2 reanimation spells? Does anyone know if drawing the spell that's 2 spells is the best one to draw there? Might be. Exact parity? Hats off to you, sir. How good was the Consider opponent? Oh, it was really good. Unfortunately, my top decks were really gooder. Who said we were dead? Someone said we were dead. Someone said we were dead. Just always draw really hot, Mord. What is your problem? No, I think I want the Teferi, if we're going to be perfectly honest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's see if this does have anything fetchable. I think there's one? Yeah, one. Wow. I mean, I can't be mad. I win. But it was a good draw. Oh, he's trying. I'm Mr. Meekseeks, look at me. Now what we need to do is draw the right number of Thoughtseizes and Counterspells. Alright. Flusterstorm's good. Leyline is insane. No, Leyline's not insane. This isn't Murktide. They play Murktide, but this isn't Murktide. We don't need to change the creatures. Terastodon, Void Winnower, or not for this. Fatal Push doesn't seem good. So we just bring in Flusterstorm. And we get to cut some Prismatic Endings. What hate did they have? Yeah, I'm probably not cutting it. Well, I don't know. It's probably just Relic. Jacob usually just plays Relic. So I guess Engineered Explosives is fine. More, this just happens when I play, like, particular, like, linear or powerful modern decks. Like, I have a feeling if I register Cascade again, we're gonna just, like, crush people again. Because it just works. Yeah, no, we're keeping the endings. Spreading C so you can see yourself to get more blue. That's the way to think. I don't even know what to cut here. It's just like a couple considers. I think everything else is kind of fire. Yeah, we're trimming on cantrips. So you should always, like, unless the cantrips are an integral part of your deck, in this case they're not. They're just something that is like good grease on your draw steps that occasionally has a higher upside. You can cut the master sideboarding. Consider one grave. I don't really want to take out the grave because the grave sometimes tutors you Unburial Rites. I guess, you know what? The game's probably going to go long enough. That makes some sense. I don't hate that suggestion at all. Because, like, that game we just drew the Unburial Rites, right? And it was way better that we did because we got to use both sides of it. Yeah, that makes sense. I really want to keep this hand because if they are not just like stocked up, but like if they have any hate, we're dead in the water. This is much better. That's not true, Shauna. Like, and we also don't know what they're sideboarding into. They might be sideboarding into Shark Typhoons because they might know that we'd be attacking their graveyard. So. Because that's what, like, Jacob and I I was talking with him about, and we kind of came to different... Yeah, they probably have Hall of the Storm Giant. Like, the point of Blue Moon being a viable deck that isn't Blue-Red Murktide is partially based on the fact that Murktide's threats are a little bit more attackable, and Blue Moons are not. In Game 1 they are, but usually people don't have that heavy grave hate. Although Kaya's Guile will be good against them. Am I going down a land here? I feel like going down a land is okay. I also kind of want to ditch the Mending because everything else is kind of propane. This means, though, if I draw an Archon... Let's just go down the land. We'll be fine. I mean, they're not dead to it, but it definitely puts a serious cramp in their game plan. Like, then they have a bunch of 1/1. Ragavan is their only relevant threat. And depending on what you're playing, sometimes they board down on Ragavans. Yeah, Singleton Brazen Borrower, Snapcaster with no flashback. Like, these are not threats. This house is not a house. They milled over the Brazen Borrower. Love to see it. They were expecting the Boomer Leylines. I mean, they might just keep the Brazen Borrower because Petty Theft on an Archon is like... It's an answer. Not a good answer, but it's an answer. They ban an island? Sure. They played the Consider. Alright. Do I have to dig for the land? I don't have to, but we might as well play the Mending here. Yikes. Land? Land is good. So this means I can beat Murktide plus a counter, which is really important at this stage. Relic. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say no. So they're gonna play Archmage's Charm or Counterspell here. Or they have a Flusterstorm, we're kind of fucked. And for anyone curious, Fluster does not work against their Fluster here. Right? That's the way it works. So I have to counter their counter, and they only have to have one of theirs resolve. Yeah, that's right. I don't remember what like the heuristic is, but it's like offensive Flusterstorms don't work. Or is it just depends on if anyone has any mana left. Would it have worked? Okay, maybe it would have. Yeah, I can target every instance of their Fluster, but they can just pay for... They had 2 open mana. No, it doesn't work. I'm like 100% sure it doesn't work. Yeah, but okay, so I was gonna get 4 copies. Yeah. The pattern is basically always the same. Well, this is annoying. I take the dispute here. It's basically a hard counter. Yeah, it does. Yeah, but what I'm saying is if they have... It's not even about them having more. It's the fact that I have 0, and they only need to pay for 1... Yeah, they only need to pay for 1 of the copies, and then their copy counters my counterspell. So it's fine. It's all good. I think I'll get Island. Yeah, Island will be fine. I should have considered. I don't know why I didn't. It's fine. Now we have Teferi plus Flusterstorm, but they still have double counter, so we'll just keep hitting land drops here. They're not popping the Relic, which is giving me more time to get some value out of this Faithless Mending, which is something. Well, that's annoying. I gotta let them draw the cards, yeah. But this Relic is just such a pain right now. Jeez. So I can force the Relic. So we're ditching Teferi? Maybe we just force through Teferi? So I can discard the Thoughtseize and the Persist. It doesn't feel good. Theoretically, it'll be easier to find another threat than another Persist. Oh. Let's not lose to some nonsense on this play. We'll just plus here because this deck likely doesn't play Unholy Heat, so Teferi Time Raveler is much worse for this deck than Murktide. And we want to keep the Teferi in play if possible to both dissuade a Murktide, and then eventually we'll be able to force the pop of the Relic. Or they could have another Brazen Borrower and everything could suck. Well, that was very frustrating. I can make them tap down if they want to counter the Teferi, and then we persist. All right. Counter it. Okay. Counter it. Oh, I wonder if I'll misclick. No. Good. Good, good. I was worried there for a second. Good play, opponent. It was weird because they were consistently doing it on their turn before, and then they didn't. And now we're here. Double bolt. We haven't seen any bolts yet. Wild. Desperation time for the blue-red Murktide. Nope. Correction, Blue Moon player here. Digging deep in those pockets with the Archmage's Charm. And you hate to see it. So, combat. Cool. Smash. I don't think I need to force them to pop the Relic right now. Like, they'll just do it on their own. Archon would still be great if it was an 06. Pretty good. Like, forcing it because it turns off Murktide. I don't know if they have Murktides in. Maybe that's the reason they've been doing everything, but, like, do we care? Like, if the out they find is Murktide, we just attack with Archon. And then it dies, right? Like, they have to find double outs for Murktide to be relevant? Maybe. Maybe it was right. I mean, I guess it's leaving them an out where otherwise they don't have one, but then, like, I don't know. It probably doesn't matter. Opponent says misclicked. Grats on that. So I just said GG's. Get free win, says GG, okay lol. I was going to explain it to them, but they scooped up. So for anyone who's unclear, saying good game to your opponent does not literally mean that the game that you played had to be good. It's just the polite thing to do at the end of a game. Like, in other situations, shaking hands with your opponent. Obviously, with the pandemic, maybe less good of an idea, but saying GG at the end of the game does not mean, hey, everything that happened there was, like, totally legit on the up and up and the better player definitely won. It's not what that means. It's just a polite thing to say at the end of the game. So don't be a child. Anywho, so that's my first trophy of the season, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, the deck is kind of busted. I tend not to do it when I was the one who won, because some people get salty. I don't care. I just don't care, Kaya. If they're going to get salty, that's not my problem. It's just not. Yeah, we ran insanely hot. So, is this deck perfect? No. Did I sideboard or play it perfectly? Also no. If you draw reasonably well, you can crush people. There were also a couple of games where we did not draw insanely well, and we won anyway. Because the deck is legitimately good. So, yeah, cute. Well, I mean, Spider said he wanted to tweak the sideboard. I don't even know how, because, like, the biggest thing is we didn't face all of the, like, top meta decks, like, nonstop. I understand, Roy. I just, they said a thing in chat. They said GG's, so I said GG's back. Like, they said, like, misclick GG's or something like that, and I said GG's back, and they're like, oh my god, how could you? It's like, what? You just, what? You did, I don't, okay, whatever. Anyway, so, do you think they'll ban Faithful Mending soon? Oh, it's still up. No, I said GG's first. I was wrong. Yeah, I screwed up a little bit. Just for full accountability, I did screw up a little bit here. So this was not the correct way to handle this, but neither was the saltiness. I goofed. Yeah, so Void Winnower definitely didn't seem particularly great. And like you seem to like bringing in Leyline more than you do. Well, it's like I want to bring it in matchups where I think it turns off like half their deck. So like I didn't bring it in against that last deck, even though some people were saying to do so. Versus, I like bringing it in against Black Red Lurrus because like all of their scary threats are turned off. The only thing left is Monkey, and they're not a good Monkey deck. So I don't mind that at all. Yeah, Iona is an okay choice. Yeah, and then Angler Turtle for elementals. So I was trying to figure out what oh, well, you can't do Iona. That's right. Iona in creativity decks works. Anyway, but yeah, that's not good enough. You can't do that. Yeah, good point. So Angler Turtle for elementals could be a thing. You haven't felt like a dog doing anything? I don't think you are. Like, this deck is very, very, very powerful, and like I beat this deck on creativity nonstop, but I think creativity is just very well positioned because of the dwarf tokens and all the planeswalkers get in the way. So like when your Archon lands, it doesn't usually kill anything that you need it to, and then it gets bounced. So, you know, there's that, but creativity is not a particularly popular deck right now anyway, so I wouldn't worry about it. I don't know, the sideboards felt fine. Spreading Seas on Saga was good. Against Tron is also fine. Fatal Push to shore up your removal seemed fine. Like, it was super relevant a bunch of times. I don't know. It seemed fine. I wouldn't change much. But obviously I 5-0'd with it and I don't have that much experience, so once again, Spiderspace is the man, was here the whole time helping me out with little bits and tidbits of advice. I'm sure I wouldn't have 5-0'd without him, so make sure you check out www.twitch.com/Spiderspace for all the hottest spider tech. Check out Mishra's Babble and check out him on the Tweeterverse. And Akaya's Guile might be really good right now. What do you want me to say? Twitch.tv? Anyway, if you are in the future watching this on the YouTube, make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, check out any of the other videos you're interested in, and I'll see you there.